Listen. With the new Ralph movie breaking the internet, and of course it being Thanksgiving, I'd figured I'd give a shout out to all those people who have subscribed, all the people who follow LME diligently, all the people who click on every upload and interact with it just to dislike every video. Like, I appreciate you. See, I know we got our LME supporters out there who like every video before they even watch it, and shout out to you guys, but there's that group. There's that group who has notifications on for us out of hate, and I am so honored. Y'all watch our videos faster than our own Patreon supporters do, so from the bottom of my heart, I wanted to make sure that this group was acknowledged today, since y'all always go out of your way to acknowledge us. And as Ralph so eloquently put in his sequel, sometimes the biggest part of the internet is learning how to take that hate and making something useful out of it. Let me explain. So if y'all really gonna hate me for something, it's probably gonna be because I think both Ralph movies are just okay. They don't really make the holy grail of animation for me, but that doesn't mean they don't have good family-friendly themes. If the first movie was about Ralph breaking out of his external bubble, then the sequel is Ralph having an internal existential crisis as he realizes he can lose people. The spoiler breakdown pretty much starts with Vanellope's game breaking, causing Ralph and her to enter the internet in order to retrieve her rare steering wheel from eBay before she loses her home. Does the movie play the internet from the perspective of, I don't know, your dad? Yeah. If you had one. I mean, there's just always going to be a delay when it comes to film productions, right? Like, it's the same reason parody films died out, because by the time they write the jokes in the script, they get the cast, they get the budget, they shoot, they reshoot it, they edit it, they distribute it. By the time we watch it, most of those references and jokes have already become old news. I mean, even Searching, a movie that would be great to watch with the entire family on this day, knew that the sites that they were covering would get dated, so they just relied heavily on the father-daughter story. That's something that Ralph 2 gets down, because when they both go on their journey, that's something Vanellope discovers, that she would rather enter another world that pushes her, kind of like a kid wanting to leave for college, except, you know, there's her dad who's used to the same old routine and doesn't want her to go. Except unlike your parent following you to college, Ralph literally breaks the internet. What I think is one of the best parts of the movie is when Ralph looks at the comments. You know, it's something that I've broken down several times in the past, but to see the depiction of another cartoon going through the struggle, it hit. In all seriousness, I've always said how 90% of negative comments, especially on LME, is just repeating what's already said in the video, just with an angry tone. But besides getting my own video quoted back to me, I've also broken down how many of you guys who want to make content should go about handling all of these negative comments, because a big part in the sequel is Ralph forcing himself to go viral so that he can afford to buy the steering wheel for Vanellope. And not only is he hopping on every trend possible to get views, but he realizes that even when you get a bunch of hearts and everyone's liking your video, there's still people who are going to be out there hating it just because they want to be heard, right? Now, we know most people don't say those negative things when they're actually face to face. Trust me, I've seen the flakes. But it's that idea of people wanting to send hate because it makes them feel better. Giving someone praise is one thing, right? That would be cool, but being able to dismiss an entire 11-minute video because of one flub, boy, does that make them feel superior. So sometimes actually making a minor mistake in your video will attract more comments and boost your interactions than actually spitting facts with no problems. Like the amount of "you didn't explain a single thing" comments and "why did you spoil everything" comments on the same video, it perplexes me every time. Now, don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean you dismiss all criticism that comes from the internet, right? I've told you all about my secret Easter egg mistake bait in each video, but there are also moments where I completely flub. I legit don't know how to say my L's and wolves, but just like I covered with the Netflix movie Cam, if you really like something or someone, you're not gonna let a little hate stop you. What stood out to me the most in the Ralph sequel is how the internet is what's separating him from his best friend, yet it's also the technology that saves her. Yeah, there's a lot of people who troll or just have negative things to say online, but when the internet is useful, damn is it useful. It's gotten to the point that studios can make changes before distributing the film to theaters if there are any problems. Like when the first teaser dropped, people noticed that Tiana's features, when they had the little Disney moment, had been rendered out a little bit different than what she looked like in the 2D version. And after the actual voice of Tiana reached out and told them how important it was that they didn't shift the way she looked but kept it authentic, Disney put in the money to make it right. I think that's pretty dope. It kind of shows you how studios can foresee any problems with their movies and fix it in time, and I don't want every studio to pull a Chipotle and just react to everything that happens on Twitter, because that would be pretty dumb, but teasers can now be a testing ground. You know, Netflix had that movie Outlaw King that they premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival, where people paid 20 bucks for a ticket that would be a test screening, but they took the reactions of the crowd knowing that it was dragging too long, and they were able to re-edit it before its Netflix release, so then it only dragged a little bit. It's crazy how useful and meta things can get with it, especially when you consider how a movie breaking down the internet ended up using the internet before it broke them. But have y'all seen Widows? Thank you guys for checking out this video. Again, a big Thanksgiving to you, and if you're not watching this on Thanksgiving, just, be thankful for whatever day you have. I want to give a big shout out to the patrons. A lot of you may not know that we have a Patreon. We use it sort of like a tipping jar. It kind of helps for whenever any of the videos, like get demonetized or just literally blocked. There's some videos y'all have never seen because we edit them and then they never go up. But for the patrons over there who have supported the 3 channels that we have here, the A to Z Show, Let Me Explain, and then the music Let Me Explain, Hear Me Out, that's about to get boosted back up. We appreciate it. Maybe this is the first time some of you guys have heard about it, so I'll be plugging it maybe a bit more towards the end of it, but a big thank you to you guys. It's been 1 whole year on LME. I don't know if you guys saw it on the community tab that YouTube allows. I think it may only be on mobile, but we celebrated 1 year on Let Me Explain, and it's been dope. It's been really cool being able to talk movies with you guys, and yeah, I mean, we appreciate everything that you guys have done, so thank you. Other than that, let me know your thoughts down below on this movie. I think it's really interesting that one of the reasons why they did alter Tiana's character is because they plan on using those princess 3D animations for future stuff. So that should be pretty interesting, but I'm curious to know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe because I appreciate you.